Okay, so the question is, Umar's unbending attitude led to his assassination. What can Muslims learn from this? First of all, he stayed there for, why was he assassinated? Just because of, he stuck to justice. In his view, what he was deciding was a just decision. What was the dispute? If you can remember, the dispute was because of Abu Lulu was a slave, a Persian slave, who was being, he said that his master was overcharging him tax because he used to work. I mean, he is a slave, but he used to work. He used to work as a carpenter and 2 to 3 multiple jobs. And then the master was charging him, in other words, the tax that he had to pay to his master. He said that this is too much. Now, the Hazrat Umar listened to his master and also listened to the slave, but then gave the rule on justice that no, what the tax levied on Abu Lulu is completely fine. Now, if you can see, I've got compensation there also. Okay, fine. He gave a just rule that the tax levied on him is fine, but what he did not manage to see is, the hatred or the grudge that that slave had for Umar and for his master or for the system. So what could have been done? He could have, compensation could have been given. How could compensation be given? Like, okay, what he is levying is fine, but we can request him due to on a compassionate basis. We can request the master to leave 2% out of what he is charging you, or 1%. In that way, what could have happened? That person could have felt that, okay, I've also been compensated in this matter. Nah? When you totally, when there's so much, grudge between two people, and the other person suffers because of the other, then that person he could have given a compensation to that person. Maybe that would have made, the situation more severe than it got. After compensation, I have root cause. Now, Hazrat Umar did not go to the root cause. What he could not see, it was not just about that, the master overcharging the tax. The root cause could have been something else, being, mistreated, or facing racialism, because remember, he was a Persian slave, and because in Islam we're supposed to treat slaves also and the people who work for you as equally as we treat people at the same level as us. So he didn't go to the root cause. He could have checked, how the master was dealing with him. Was he facing some sort of racism or biasness from the community? What was the reason for so much hatred and so much complaint coming from that slave? So he didn't go to the root cause. He could have gone to the root cause. Maybe if he would have addressed the root cause, maybe that would have been a compensation also for Abu Lulu also. Plus, then again, it was a conspiracy to break, the Muslim Ummah's strength, and for the Muslim Ummah, Hazrat Umar was the symbol of strength. So it was not just based on that matter of taxes. It was a long conspiracy, because naturally the Byzantine, the Jewish and the Persians did not want the Islamic State to prosper. And then what can we do? What do we see? That sometimes the sensitivity of matters does affect the outcome. The consequences that you face is because of the sensitivity of the matters. As I said, the root cause, Hazrat Umar did not go into the root cause, or did not investigate the root causes of so much discord between the two, that he didn't realize the sensitivity of the matter. If he would have realized, or if it would have come to him, it's not just based on tax, there's something more deeper in this issue than his assassination. Maybe he would have been spared of being assassinated. And then death, a consequence. death was a consequence because of, the justice that he delivered. He died due to the consequences of that justice delivered. But what can Muslims leaders learn is that, okay, fine, you must do justice, but if you think compensation can be given to, sometimes the severity and sensitivity of matters gets so deep rooted into somebody's heart that then they have vengeance against a person. So if Muslim leaders can learn that, maybe compensating somebody who has got a huge claim against somebody could resolve the issue. And then Muslim leaders can learn that whenever there's a case and there's so much resentment between two parties, always go look to the root cause as to what is the reason. Don't just look at the case superficially. And also, naturally, even in the Muslim Ummah, judicial cases are taken up even today in our Pakistan also, and which are based on conspiracies, basically. It's conspiracies against some people, against the government, against, a political party, against, family members, so many things that, and we should try to avoid such justice that is the result of, or the cause of conspiracy. And sensitivity of matters always, for Muslim leaders, it's very important to judge the sensitivity of matters. For example, in the present day, political issues that are going into the court of law, for the public, they are very sensitive matters. So the sensitivity of the public should also be taken care of, and not just go blindly following some sort of concocted idea. And death, consequence, what can a Muslim learn by the consequences that Hazrat Umar faced was that, okay, maybe when you do deliver justice, this could be a consequence that people could go against your life, but then what can we do? The leaders, the security of the person, the judges can be beefed up, or the person who you are feeling that you are going to, that has resentment against the judge, they could be put under observation or restraining orders. If you've ever heard of them, the court can issue restraining orders for that person to not go anywhere near this person in limitations. So there's a lot to learn from the assassination of Umar based on the case that he decided.